and we should be good to go. If anyone is listening and they're in game, I need to be let in to the White House. I'm gonna probably record the stream. I'm already in game right now, so if someone could give me in, we will be happy. Welcome to FTN News's coverage of the president's address to the nation. She'll make the address in 18 minutes from now. I assume it's 5:57. She'll make the address shortly, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I'm getting multiple things. In a moment as well, we will also have the Senate results, but I'm being joined now by the legendary Jake Tapper. What's going on? Jake, you're live. Jake will join us momentarily. He's just getting his microphone fixed. But there have been numerous people who've been. CNN breaking news. Oh, he finally got it to work. Jake, you're live. Go. But I am getting multiple things, actually. A couple of people have actually sent me the same tip. If all is going well, there will be a VP announcement in this speech. And at least two sources are saying that it will be, let me see if I can find it, Armin Foley, who is being tapped as the vice president. A couple of sources tell FTN News that I'm trying to confirm that. Another source is saying that it's Casey Montague as well. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. There were two sources who told me Armin Foley, and then there's this one other source, a senior source familiar with the decision, telling that it's Casey Montague who will be the vice president. Obviously, I don't know who it would be. It's not confirmed until Teasoups says it, but if it is either Casey or Foley, it would be a shock, in all honesty. I personally thought it would be Grandpa Gobbies, and my money was pretty good on that. I'm now being joined by Jake, who finally got his phone working. Jake, can you hear me?
I can, John. Thank you for having me. I'm Jake Tapper with CNN's The Lead. Breaking news here out of Washington, D.C. We've got confidential sources, at least 3 close White House advisors, claiming that Associate Justice Frosty the Snowman will be tapped as the next Vice President of the United States. This at the heels of the resignation of current Vice President Alex Cabot, who has been seeking a seat on the High Court. The nomination of Frosty would not only free up a court seat on the Supreme Court, not only that, but it would free up her ability to impeach the Chief Justice, which has been a core purpose of her impeachment proceedings against the current Chief Justice. I've got here multiple White House sources, including a source close to the press secretary, claiming in part that Frosty the Snowman, current and former Vice President and former President Frosty the Snowman, will be tapped as the next Vice President of the United States.
That would be something interesting. Hey, if there's any Secret Service in, let me know so I can join. If there's any Secret Service in the game, which are a couple, I am outside the gate that's right next to the White House. There's a gate next to the subway station over here. Could you let me in so I could film? Hold on, I'm trying to... This guy is probably going to kill me, so I'm just going to go quickly away. So I won't be at that actual gate. It is 5:02 Central. I've also, to hold y'all over, I have the results. Well, I should have them, but I pinged the live manager, but they're not responding to me. So ping all the live managers you can if you want your coveted Senate results. But I am on White House grounds, well, just outside of the White House grounds. So if y'all can let me in, that'd be very appreciative. I am not able to see any of your stuff. Let me just East Wingate. I don't know what's east or west. So is the subway to East Wingate? If so, that's where I am. I'm at the East Wingate. A very generous fire patrol person is letting me in for this. So Secret Service, I am on the ground. What the fuck? Oh, I've been jumped. Okay. Yeah, I've been jumped.
John, let's go to our newsroom here for the people. Yes, got here the Vice President Alex J. Cabot here, soon to resign the vice presidency in hopes of pursuing the chief justiceship. This has been his lifelong goal since coming to news, so as to become the next Chief Justice of the United States. He's attempted to do this multiple times and one failed impeachment 2 weeks ago, and is now on the heels of joining the Supreme Court by resigning. John, what are your thoughts here?
My thoughts are that I'm busy currently trying to set up multiple things at once. But if we can pan the camera over, Teasoups is saying something to Alex J. Cabot. You helped the administration to get to this position today, and I will forever be indebted to you. But obviously, this is a huge change given all the situations gone on. Your exclusive, unbiased, and factual reporting, Jake Tapper, that can only come from you. Oh my god! Oh my god, okay, something happened. You okay?
This just in, the president has been murdered in cold blood by CNN's Jake Tapper.
Teasoups is actually practicing her speech right now.
It appears that since Teasoups has been assassinated by CNN's Jake Tapper, that Alex J. Cabot will assume the presidency immediately. I have here confidential reporting that the Chief Justice, currently under fire and currently under impeachment, is on his way to Washington to swear in the new president, Alex J. Cabot.
The White House is on lockdown. I have not gotten the results yet. Could you tell the live managers to give me the results? I've been... While we're waiting, I have the I don't have the results just yet. We're gonna bring up
CNN political commentator Van Jones here, Mr. Silent Night Sky. How are you doing, Mr. Van Jones?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jake?
Good, good. We're reporting here live on the heels of the vice president's impending resignation. What are your thoughts on the reports that Frosty the Snowman will be the next vice president?
See, personally, I have exclusive tip that JT Port will be assuming the vice presidency on the heels of his hot-headed mayor candidacy. I am confident that he will be tapped.
We've got here the White House Chief of Staff, Rampagobies, here dressed as Mao. Mr. White House Chief of Staff, do you comment on this?
No comment.
Oh dear Lord!
This just Chairman Mao has been murdered in cold
Not
blood.
Chairman Mao.
How's prison for you?
It's good, John. It's good. I've just bailed myself out.
We would have the results for you, but there are no live managers on. They have lives, so I can only assume what has happened.
Who are the live managers? Who are the live managers?
I don't know. I don't have a full list.
Who you want, Teal?
I mean, Ukrainians in that server, so if you could ping Ukrainian and give me the thing, that'd be great. It is 6:07, and I am here waiting for the president's speech after a long but grueling, exciting day at work. Sources tell FTN that John of Doom will be the vice president. For 1 second. There are sources who are saying it's either going to be Armin Foley or who's that other? What was that other source say? Casey Montague. Those are one of the two sources. But if two sources are saying it's Armin Foley, then I'm guessing that it is Armin Foley. And if it's so, you've heard it here first on News Radio WFJ.
John,
Yes.
John, I don't think it's Mr. Armin Foley.
Who do you think it is?
I do genuinely believe that it will be.
Head of Capitol Hill. Come on, I got here to the Oval Office. The Oval Office is where it's supposed to be, buddy. Oh well, can I hitch a ride then? What is my dog?
John, you got a ride?
I need a ride.
John.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much. And could you free cam me too while we're at it? Where's this going to be? Senate chamber? House chamber?
Did that work?
Yeah, that worked. Thank you very much. Where is this going to be? Senate chamber? House chamber?
Gonna be the House chambers, Mr. Jonathan.
Thank you very much. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? And my dog, Toby, is just off camera. He is a wonderful dog, but he poops a lot, and he's a freeloader. This is what happens in Biden's America.
God bless. I am now assuming, as legislative oversight, the office of Speaker of the House. Reporting here live. I'm Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper live reporting here. Jake Tapper has been tapped to be Speaker of the House.
And
We've got here White House Chief of Staff, Grandpa Gobies. Grandpa Gobies, how are you doing?
Great.
Or should I say Chairman Mao? Chairman Mao, how are you doing?
Hello,
Very
Toby.
Good.
Chairman Mao, we've got reports that you are actually going to be tapped for the vice presidency. Any comment there?
No.
So you are not commenting on the revelations that you will be the next vice president.
I'm not commenting.
Oh, look at my dog is just trying to get on my arm or something. Oh, I love this dog so much.
I love you, John. So very much.
Get a room. Joe Biden, what are you hiding?
Bring
You
the
and
president
Tongas get a room.
Bring T up.
T is currently en route to the House chamber.
We've got here the shamed Vice President of the United States, who, in his failed attempt to take over the Supreme Court, is now resigning in disgrace. Mr. Vice President, thank you for coming on.
Okay, I think it might actually be Casey Montague who is the vice president. I don't know. But there are some indications that it would. More British people in the VP position. Biden's America, everyone.
Thanks, Obama.
Oh God, is it trying to get out? Oh, wrong one. My dog is going crazy at the moment. I am gonna go. If this is gonna be like an actual speech, I'm gonna mute my mic when that happens. But the president and vice president, they both arrived. But there are sources. I don't know which one to trust. Two sources say it's Armin Foley. Another one is Casey Montague. And from the indications that I've seen so far, it might very well be Casey Montague who becomes the vice president. He's getting trolled. But it's a complete mystery. There are a couple people on my short list. Grandpa Gobbies could be one.
Who is Grandpa Gobbies?
Oh God, I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Bees.
Go
Go
bees, go
Bees.
bees. Look, I had a long day at
Grandpa
work
Gobbies
washing
and
dishes.
Alex J. Kaboot. At least you say Teasoups. I'll take what I can get.
Hey, when you grew up with a speech impediment, going everywhere, you get what you get. My handwriting is still crap. Okay, I'm gonna go mute my mic, and whenever you're ready, you can take it away.
Thank you. Okay. Good evening and hello. To the community, thank you. Thank you for your continued support and dedication to evolving and progressing our community. It is because of people like Alex J. Cavett that any aspect of government roleplay actually exists. Furthermore, it is beyond inconsiderate and disrespectful for any person to attempt to berate Cavett. Out of the mere 34 laws that we have, Cavett's written 16 of them. He is truly a public servant, and his resignation leaves a deep void in this community. Although I wish I could have convinced him to stay, the reasoning for his resignation is admittedly valid and should not be ignored. I would like to remind the community that I ran as an individual who had recently returned and seen Noosa in a deteriorating state. However, I still believed it had potential and was worth trying to fix. To say that I feel the exact same way would be a lie, but I do believe that the group is worth saving. If I ever felt that this was untrue, I would leave the office of the president immediately. In my personal experience, I have never seen the group in such a state as it is now. I respected Noosa when political opposition was healthy, DC was playable, and people had morals. It is hard to say that any of those are true now. I have a lengthy agenda to complete my term in office, but I believe that last night was a turning point for this administration and Noosa as a whole. It has become inherently clear that the troubles and issues of Noosa will not be solved through simple legislation. These detriments stem from the internal bindings of the community. Thus, with the full support of group management, the administration has decided to shift our focus to healing this group as a whole. Within the past 4 years, we've seen the rise of unnecessary toxicity and unenjoyable conditions within a group made for government roleplay. The occurrence of doxing, real-life threats, cybercrimes, and other disgusting tactics has become far too common in this group specifically, and I call upon the moderation team to take a stronger stance on community safety. Other row nations do not face these threats at such an intensity found here, and it is time that we have the same vested interest in caring for our player base. Furthermore, with this shift of focus, the administration denounces any form of toxic politics or anything of similar grounds. We have 3 more months to heal this community and lay a foundation to last far beyond our time here, and partaking in these measures only serves to obstruct further progress. In saying this, I want to apologize for any toxicity displayed by my administration thus far. No matter the current situation, I should never have lost sight of the common goals of progression, and for that, I wish the community my sincerest apology. I cannot stand before you today and tell you every action I have made has been respectable, and that is a regret and decision that I must live with and learn from. Nevertheless, it is evident now that is the time to answer the call to action. After a long discussion with the group management on our plans moving forward, the administration believes the way to achieve true, long-lasting change is to call for a constitutional convention. This convention will include a wide range of people with differing experiences and backgrounds and will have no leading figure. It is imperative that the convention foster bipartisan efforts and be filled with members of the community who have actual ideas for change. Preceding these efforts, the administration has called upon group management to fulfill our 7 requests. Firstly, we ask group management to formally recognize the fundamental flaws of the community and commit to working towards immediate change. Next, we ask the group management commit to working with current government leaders on preparing our community for the imminent release of DC version 3. We also call upon the development team and group staff to push forward the announcement of DC v3. The lag of the introduction has affected our agencies, federal and municipal alike, and has brought a sense of stagnancy to gameplay. Next, the Constitutional Convention shall be a joint effort with the representation of all members of the community. Pioneers, plutocrats, U.S. military, group management, and so forth will be equally represented within this effort to modernize our Constitution. We furthermore ask for a commitment between all political parties and beings to end unnecessary hostility and unfair practices. These tactics only stall true progress, and it is time that we end this so we can all represent the greater good, as many of us were elected to do. We also call for increased terms of Congress and the presidency. The current election schedule only brings forth voter fatigue and fosters a government roleplay of campaigning rather than governing. We moreover ask for participation with military officials and group management to establish a permanent replacement for the Board of Governors within our new Constitution. This would provide a set-in-stone solution, done through roleplay, to protect our military from political appointments and facilitate merit-based selections. We also call for the rethinking of the new political party and multi-ballot system. We believe a solution must arise between a discussion with group management and current political leaders. The three-party system has given us three groups with no political foundation or grounding. Each party has no commitment to policies or ideals and simply supports particular people instead. This kind of political opposition only cultivates personal hostility and toxicity that reaches beyond the scope of roleplay. I do not expect each of these requests to be met fully, but I appreciate your consideration and critiques of what we have presented to you. This constitutional convention is long overdue in our community and is a call for reconciliation between the independent factions that have arisen within NUSA. The administration fully understands that we are in part to blame and thus would like to capitalize on the turning point that lay before us and begin this new era of NUSA. With this, I would like to furthermore thank Vice President Alex J. Cabot for all of his work to the community through his various roles, particularly within the judicial and legislative branch. You helped get the administration to this position today, and I will be forever indebted to you. With that being said, it is my duty to fill the vacancy of the office of the Vice President. And therefore, with the blessing of Vice President Cabot, and pursuant to my powers as President of the United States, as defined in Article 25, Section 2 of the Constitution, I hereby appoint Grandpa Gobies to the office of the Vice President following the majority confirmation of both houses of Congress. Grandpa Gobies and I both have a vested interest in furthering this community before both of our eminent departures, and I believe his experience and ideas will help shape the future of NUSA for the better. I appreciate that Gobies and I do not agree on everything, and thus far in the administration, him and I have been able to have progressive discussions on issues and create resolutions. Following this address, I shall officially send my vice presidential pick to both houses of Congress and submit the official resolution calling for a constitutional convention. We have just entered what will be the deciding fate for the administration and NUSA as a whole. We have just answered the call to action, and we hope you do too. Thank you.
This just in, reporting live from Washington, Grandpa Gobies, aka Chairman Mao, is to be nominated as the next Vice President of the United States.
Yep, that has just happened within the last couple of seconds. The best part of the speech for last. Grandpa Gobies will be the next vice president, contingent on the confirmation of both chambers of Congress. She said in, President Teasoups said in her speech that although that they both don't agree on everything, she's appreciated the long conversations they both had. I can't really remember much. The other main point was a constitutional convention will be held, apparently, to discuss a future, the future constitution, which tries to solve multiple issues, including multi-ballot. It's something that's the only part of the speech I didn't expect. I did expect Grandpa Gobies to become vice president. I knew about it from the day. From the moment the outgoing vice president resigns. There he is right now. Just look at him. Just
John.
John.
One of the main concerns with him being White House chief of staff, and one of the big concerns from people in Congress, was that Grandpa Gobies doesn't know a word of English. And it's quite fascinating how he's risen through the ranks. According to many sources and many interviews that he's given to us on CNN and various other news outlets, the only words he has been able to say are God bless and Amen. This is going to be a new chapter for the United States, bringing in a new Chinese person, a non-English speaking person who was born as a United States citizen to hold the office of vice president. This is truly a significant and historic day for America.
We're just looking at these images live from the House chamber, people just gathering around the president and the vice president designee, Grandpa Gobies. Multiple people. I'm not really sure what's going on in the chat. Mr. Tapper, do you have any reaction from in chat?
Yeah, this is just incredible, John. Truly, the president is committed to bringing in diverse people. Possibly, this could be possibly related to the DEI hires and the DEI push of the administration, but this is truly historic, bringing in a non-English speaking person to the office of the vice presidency. Now, this completely shocked us all here in the newsroom. We did think that Gobies was a sort of a front runner, but we thought Gobies would maintain his office as chief of staff. Many sources saying, in part, that Gobies has been an extremely effective White House chief of staff and has, quote, helped bring us closer to a world government. This comes on the heels of the president's new agenda in calling for a new constitutional convention and destroying, in part, the Board of Governors. John, I do think that Mama Gobies will have, or Grandpa Gobies will have a pretty swift confirmation, seeing as that the president's party, the Pioneer Party, currently controls both houses of Congress. But we're going to have to see the election results here for the current Senate election, as that can totally change. And I don't know how the president's going to do if the plutocrats end up taking some part of the Senate. This also comes on the heels of the Chief Justice's impeachment. So it'll be interesting to see where Cabot goes. I wonder if Cabot's here. Is the vice president here for an interview?
Probably. Wow, look at all these people in game. I can't even trust
John,
them.
where do you think Cabot's going to go next?
The Britain, probably.
That is a pretty important that's a pretty significant point there, John. Alex J. Cabot is not an American and is a British citizen, not an American citizen. And there were lawful concerns of his appointment to the bench brought up to many legal people. I think Cabot's going to go for the Chief Justiceship if they can get Tony out of office. What do you think about that, John?
I don't know. I really don't know. But, he said that he's been trying to fix a judicial system that's irreplaceable. Why am I not thinking of words today? I haven't been thinking of words lately. But you could probably see that he resigned out of sheer disgust with group management. He clearly does not like the actions they've been taking. But I would not rule out him being an associate justice of the Supreme Court in the near future.
John, on that topic there, I have been given reporting from multiple people relevant to the matter that there was a pretty heated group chat between the president, vice president, or Vice President Cabot, White House Chief of Staff Gobies, and multiple group managers last night, where it apparently got so heated that the current president, Teasoups, actually, quote, crashed out. This comes on the heels of her current announcement with those 9 agenda items. We have not been able to reach a group manager for comment on these current revelations, but it is currently being stipulated that the president had an extremely heated argument with many group managers, including United GPT, head of moderation Squikers, head of the Federal Elections Commission Trigakian, and disgraced government group manager Adam Stratton. We haven't been able to reach Adam Stratton for comment. He has been unavailable and unreachable for the past few days.
Grandpa Gobies actually is joining us now, the vice presidential nominee, alongside President Teasoups. It's great to have you both, if you can listen to this. Assuming we have.
Hey, I did not crash out. I did not crash out at all.
No,
Don't play.
I wasn't doing anything at all. I'm doing multiple things at once. It's great to have both of you on the program. Madam President, I guess the first question is, when you first heard of the Vice President Alex J. Cabot resigning, what sort of motions were in play to get to the point where you announced your vice presidential pick today?
I mean, it was when Cabot told me he wanted to resign, I was taken aback. We've done so much together, and I wish he would have stayed. But like I said, I fully understand where he's coming from. And I hope to push what we wanted to with Gobies now. Cabot fully supports Gobies as vice president, and we talked about this. I wouldn't want to choose anyone who didn't have his blessing, as I think his ideas that he wanted to complete during this term are still completely correct and valid. But I understand why he may have lost motivation or dedication to the community. And I think it's respectable that when he feels that way, he decides to give up the office. You know, when you've lost faith, then how are you supposed to help our community? But
Madam
Cabot did
President, Jake
amazing
Tapper
work.
here with CNN. What's your comment on the rumors that should the Chief Justice's impeachment be successful, that Cabot will become the next Chief Justice?
We have not talked about that. I don't think that's something he wants to pursue. Would he be incredibly experienced and skilled for the job? Yeah, but I don't think he's interested.
But if he were to express interest, would you nominate him?
Not sure.
When did
Good
you
question.
inform Gobbies or whatever? I don't have good names tonight.
Gobies.
Gobies. Thank you. When did you inform Gobies that you wanted him to be the pick?
Yesterday.
Oh, so like a couple hours after the announcement?
Yes.
That is very interesting to see. Gobbies, I gotta get these names right.
Gobies.
Gobies. God damn it. Okay, it's been a long day. Gobies, I gotta train myself over and over again. Gobies, if you are listening to this and if you want to comment, when Teasoups first told you that you were gonna be asked when Teasoups first asked if you wanted to be her VP, what was your initial reaction?
I said sure.
Love that. It's super.
True.
That's
I think that was a direct quote.
That's really, really great. The other major point of your speech is that you're calling for a constitutional convention as soon as possible. What are you hoping to achieve with this convention, and do you think it's going to change the NUSA political roleplay?
For sure. I mean, I outlined those 7 points. But we have a lot of plans for this constitutional convention. Gobies, if you wanted to take the floor there.
We talked about to the group management about this, and this is something that they want to be done as well, especially some of the developers that want to prepare for the new game coming out. So I think it's very important that the group change to fit what the new game is going to be and not what our current game is, and also to fix some other community issues.
One of the major.
Everybody is wanting government roleplay back. This is what the group is for, and we've sort of lost that recently. I've also had not so many, but I've had a few great directors DM me and say, like, what am I doing right now? DC has become a standing competition. I don't understand, like, what is happening in the community. Why am I putting in all this work for a department when NUSA has become stagnant? And I understand what they're saying completely. I hope that these people do stay and that this convention and everything starting from today moving forward gives a needed change in NUSA, because that's why we're here. If not, I'm worried about the future of this group. I think now is the time we take a hold of the reins and bring back government roleplay, bring back DC activity, bring back what we had.
That is very interesting indeed. I'm just going to request someone who is a live manager of Ukrainian or whoever it is to let me see the results, please. I think everyone else has been wanting to see this. But you said in your speech that you apologized for alleged toxicity in your administration. When your vice president resigned, did you think about what has happened in this community?
What exactly is your question?
When the vice president told you that he was going to resign and said some stuff about group management, you said earlier in the speech that you apologized for the government's alleged toxicity. What made you pull back and think about that? Calm down, Toby. You'll be fine.
I think it was a sort of reflection of myself. I think that in my previous terms in NUSA, like towards the end of 2021, NUSA was becoming toxic, and so was I. I was banned for toxicity. Obviously, I was toxic, and I don't intend to be like that at all. I wasn't like that in my first era, but it was what I surrounded myself with and what the community was turning into that I found myself acting that way. And there was a moment recently where I questioned if I was becoming like that again. That's not who I am, and that's not what I want this term to be. I think the political opposition between the pioneers and the plutocrats has gone way too far. It's really just bickering. Like a pioneer could not tell you what they don't agree with from the plutocrats' agenda because I don't think that they've released an idea agenda, and neither have we. The political parties don't stand for anything at the moment. They stand for people. And even when we had NUSA as like constitutionalists versus federalists or patriots, whatever, we never had it where it was a party supporting one person. They've always stood for at least something. And we've lost that. So that's what we have to bring back. The banter between specific people is just toxic, and it's not government role play. It's just fighting.
At this time, I'd like to open the floor to people listening on the stream or
Jake
stage.
Tapper here with CNN, just coming in real quickly. We've got CNN political commentator and senator from the great state of Alaska, Mr. Nasanova here, here to comment on the nomination of Grandpa Gobies to be the next vice president. Mr. Nasanova, Mr. Senator, great to have you on.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jake Tapper from CNN.
What are your comments? What is your reaction of the president's announcement nominating Grandpa Gobies to be the next vice president?
I mean, we've all seen this coming from a mile away. It's not like a terrible pick. I mean, it was going to happen either way. I will say, though, I'm not here to block a VP nominee because that's just not what my party stands for. So if Teasoups wants to nominate Grandpa Gobies, I'm sure the plutocrats will be happy to vote for Grandpa Gobies and confirm her as vice president or anyone else. Yeah.
Grandpa Gobies is being misgendered.
Now, what are your comments
Good.
on George Godsent making a return to the political stage? Do you think this will affect the president's legislative agenda and her ability to deliver for the people in the coming weeks and months?
I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
There are reports that former President George Godsent has returned to the political arena and has taken over the plutocratic party. Do you think this will affect Grandpa Gobies' confirmation as vice president and the president's legislative agenda more broadly?
I don't think so. You know what? Because George has came back, but he's taken a seat at the table, but at the very back, not at the very front. And he honestly does not really care for vice president nominations, and shit like that. So yeah.
And final question, Senator. What are your predictions for the election results that we should receive an update shortly? But how do you think you've done in this most recent Senate election?
I think we've done great. I mean, last poll, last announcement, we were winning with a clean sweep, all 7 seats. And I think it's time for opposition to take a majority in a chamber that is so crucial to America.
You heard it here, folks. Senator Nasanova from the great state of Alaska here. I'm Jake Tapper reporting live on the heels of Teasoups' nomination of Grandpa Gobies to be the vice president. I've got John of Doom here with FTN taking over. Take it away, John.
Thank you, Jake, for your fair and balanced reporting. At this time, we're going to open the floor up to anyone in the stage. People have raised their hands, and I'm going by that. Let's start with Helen IC. You're live on this special.
Hello, gentlemen. Helen IC from The Onion here, coming at you live from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's a nice, cool 30 degrees Celsius, or I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's great out here. Hope you guys are doing good. Congratulations to Grandpa Gobies on being nominated as vice president. I am here because The Onion published a sports book with the odds for this administration. So far, we've lost one vice president. And we've lost, I don't know whether or not to count Romy Sphere or not, but 2 White House staff. Any comment on who will be the next person to quit or resign?
You asking me?
Yeah. Who in your estimation will be
I'm
next
betting
to
on
go?
Adam Stratton. I think Adam Stratton will resign first.
I'm hoping it's Adam Stratton. Get this guy out of here.
Please,
Yeah,
we don't talk about the
thank
fourth
you.
branch. Please, I'm talking
we
about the
don't?
fourth branch of government.
Down
doesn't
with
exist.
the fourth branch. Kidding.
No, man, it doesn't exist. Anyways, do you think? Listen, I'm not a superstitious person, but the White House chief of staff is usually a pretty much a revolving door throughout the term. How many more White House chiefs of staff do you expect to have?
I mean, I'd like to have only one more. The White House Chief of Staff is my right-hand man. It's someone that I trust a lot and someone that I delegate a lot of responsibilities to. So I would not say it's a
Right-hand
revolving
man?
door at all.
Why not right-hand
Yeah,
woman?
why not right-hand woman, Madam
Yeah,
Right-hand
President?
person.
Madam
Right-hand
President, come
person.
on, what
Madam
is this?
President, are
I'm
we really
sorry.
opening up this
Wow, we were
needlessly
promised
gendered
equality.
speech?
Yeah, you promised us equality, right-hand man. Come on, this is not 2016.
No,
That's
we're in 2024. The White House Chief of Staff, they can be a woman.
that's my bad. You're right, everyone.
Yeah,
I take it back. That
alrighty,
was
and
toxicity again.
sorry for cutting you off, but just my last question. I like to ask this question every so often. Any comments on the allegations that you don't exist and that you are a figment of all of our imagination?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Do I exist?
Yeah. Do you think you exist?
Helen, this is your
Sometimes I
doctor.
wonder.
Helen, this is your doctor. You need to take your schizophrenic meds again. Apologies. Apologies.
Thank
Hey,
you, Your
Helen.
Honor.
Helen.
Yeah.
Helen.
Hi. Hello, Madam
Wake
President.
up.
No, there's copper wire under your skin. There's copper wire under your skin. Take it out. Take it out.
Wake up. Wake up.
All right. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you. Thank
Of
you,
course.
thank you, John. See you guys at
Thank
the
you,
next.
Helen.
Thank you, Helen, for your wonderful and insightful comments. Let's go to Baf Meza. I can't see names right.
Oh gosh. Hey.
You're live.
Hello, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. It's good.
Cool, bro. How you doing?
Okay, what made you to choose Gobies?
Like I said in my speech, Gobi is someone who actually does want to further this community a lot, and that's something that we've spoken about in depth. As White House Chief of Staff, Gobies and I worked really well together. Even though we don't fully agree on everything and we have some differing opinions, we're able to work it out and either hear out the other side or come to a better resolution and agreement. We both have way different experiences, and it's super helpful to have someone like that balancing you out. Cabot as well. I mean, Cabot was always in the judicial branch. I was always executive. We were in Congress together at some points, but his experiences were also way different than mine.
Well, that basically describes me, so why didn't you pick me instead? I already asked beforehand.
I'm calling Yiddish out on you right now, Hamza.
Yeah, you better watch out for
I'm
Yiddy.
calling Yiddish right now.
Do it. Another thing, did he get any help writing your speech?
No, I wrote the whole thing myself. I write all my
love this.
speeches myself.
No AI, no nothing.
What?
No AI.
No, we're all natural here,
No,
buddy.
you can AI check the whole thing.
So hypothetically, what would happen if you did use AI? Would you get impeached?
She would
The
get
speech-
banned immediately.
I would be banned, and the speech wouldn't be as fire.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your interesting comments. Let's see. Is there anything? I think I see something in. Oh yeah, the transcript of the presidential address is available on the White House channel in announcement somewhere. Let's bring up Nicholas Sider. Sider, you're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Very.
All right. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So what was the vetting process like for the new vice president? And what do you hope to accomplish besides your 7 points? Per se, continue your legislative agenda that you mentioned during your election.
The VP pick was Cabot and I talking about who could even attempt to replace him. And they're both honestly great people with great ideas. So I reached out to Gobies. I had like 20 people DM me, and Gobies was not one of them. He did not ask me for a VP. In fact, his only response was sure. But Gobies is a great person, and I'm super glad that he accepted my offer for vice president. And again, this is someone who had Cabot's blessing as well. And then for what we're going to do besides the 7 points, the 7 points is what we're asking from group management and from political parties. But the Constitutional Convention is really what's going to start this new era for NUSA. Our last constitution was 2018. It was Tim Geithner's, and it's outdated. It doesn't fit the needs of the community now, and it should have been redone years ago. So I'm glad that we are starting this effort equally too. This is not just people from my administration that'll be in this convention, but equal representation of the community to solve all of our issues. And for the legislative agenda, that will still be pushed. And I'm entrusting Congress, the new Congress, people we have now, to help pass this through and have civil discussions on it. But the administration's focus has shifted to healing our group, the community, internal parts of the group. I think that's how we achieve long lasting success, which has always been the goal.
Okay. And another question that I have is, now when you're talking about this new era of NUSA, are you talking about, obviously we want to bring back government role play, right? But also too, I also feel like that NUSA actually being fun. Like I feel like we can role play all we want, but I think there needs to be some level of competition. And if that turns to toxicity, then it turns to toxicity. But that really is our political climate right now. And I think Deuce is just trying to emulate that a little too much. So, like, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, I support political opposition for sure. You know, I was the minority until I was elected president. I've always supported the minority, and I'm glad to see the plutocrats making a return. You know, I think we got off on a wrong foot there because I was told that plutocrats would not support my agenda at all and would pass 0 bills and 0 nominations. I'm hoping that this address, you know, helps to reconcile things because that's not how we achieve progress in the group. I'm not calling for a one party state and I'm not calling for everyone to agree with everything that I have to bring to the table, but I at least want them to read it and provide me with their criticisms and critiques. And as far as toxicity, you can have political opposition and, you know, have debates with each other, have differing opinions without being personally toxic. I should not be receiving doxing threats all the time because I made an executive order. That's stupid. That's outside of the political role plays, the scope of this game, and it's too far. This doesn't happen in other row nations, and it shouldn't happen here. And it's happened here for years now. It's time for moderation to take a stronger stance on the safety of our community, and I've been preaching that forever.
Thank you so much.
For sure. Thanks for your questions.
God, this dog is going crazy. Thank you very much for that. Let's see who's up next. Immortal Eatson.
So, Madam President, what are the rumors of Sniper All-Star 1 being your first gentleman? Yeah,
These
any
are
thoughts to
not
that?
true at all. I have said many times I am married to no one except for the Constitution. That's who I love and support.
Jake Tapper
And the
here,
new
reporting
one.
live with CNN. We've got Reset 4K here being brought up to the stage. Mr. Reset, how you doing?
Oh gosh.
Hello, it's Linder Lagan here. I have news regarding Teasoups bribing me to vote A on Tony Giardono's impeachment.
Oh shit.
So, Teasoups actually paid me 500 Robux at Jailbreak Game Pass to pay the impeachment.
It was a 400 Robux Game Pass, just to be clear.
Whoa.
It was
John,
actually
I
for it
love
was actually
John.
for
Not
John,
Ari
currently.
and
John,
it was
My
actually
vice
for
John, I
president.
Ari
love
and
this intro, John. I love this intro. A communist themed special intro to the president's
Hey, Jake
address.
Tapper. Jake
How you
Tapper.
doing? How you doing, Mr. Reset?
Hey, Jake Tapper, is it true that that you're gay?
Oh.
I do not comment. Okay, that was Reset 4K, Linder Lagan. Anybody else wish to speak? Go ahead, John.
Just going by the people who have not spoken already. Beth Mesa has spoken, as did NASA Nova. So I'm just going with Mousesoft, who is next.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, welcome back.
Well, Gobies, what was your GPA in high school? So I want to make sure our current vice president can take over when Teasoups ever gets assassinated or anything like that.
What?
What was your GPA in high school? Because I want to know if
I
you're
have no
capable.
clue.
No clue. This isn't good.
You don't know?
I don't know. I've gone through college already.
God damn,
Dang, but I still know.
What was yours, Teasoup?
6.7. 6.7. 6.7.
On what
Traveler.
scale, bro? What is that
Hey, it's
scale?
Alex.
What? It's the weighted
the
scale.
GPA. Yeah, weighted.
What?
What? No,
How
on
many
like a
AP classes
four.
do you have?
How many
That means
what?
you did AP or
AP
something.
classes.
I did the IB program.
My sister did that actually. Interesting.
What scale is that 6.7 on?
It's weighted GPA. It's based on advanced classes.
Is this like an American thing? Like I don't know what
Yeah,
this
it's an
is.
American thing.
Okay, because I'm my GPA is on a 4.0.
Well, this is like a 4.0 scale, but some classes are weighted above 4.0,
What classes are those?
like AP or IB.
Isn't that like a high school thing though?
He's asking high school GPA.
Oh, okay.
My college GPA
I was so
was
confused. I was so confused because college, like, what fucking college is like?
3.8.
Yeah.
College was 3.8.
Yo,
Damn.
what was your
What?
college?
What?
Hold on
What was
1
Gobi's college?
second.
GPA.
I don't know, Gobies. What was it?
I don't know, like a 3.5.
Interesting.
What was your major? What was your major?
It was public administration.
And Madam President. That's a pretty long for someone who did 4 years in
Yeah,
college.
she's a fashion
Did you drop
student.
out?
Say it.
She's a fashion student.
What?
No.
Fashion is crazy.
I'm not. I
Yeah,
am
you
not.
are. I thought you were a fashion student.
Oh, our student?
I should be. Oh, sorry.
Okay. I have a relevant question. Madam
Yeah.
President, on the topic of Sniper All-Star,
Oh my
what
gosh.
any comment?
Shut up, because we have the results in the Senate elections. They're just in. I've just gotten them. Okay, here we go. I'm going to shut y'all up because the update is as of the 6 o'clock updates with a couple minutes held to 7 o'clock updates. Here we go. This is going to be very, very interesting. In Senate Seat 1, Jack Fruitism, the plutocratic candidate, is leading over the Pioneer Party candidate, Tony Lewinsky, 105 to 65. In Seat 2, Inferno Warrior 299, 103. Steel Nerfer, 66. In Senate Seat 3, Blood on My Katniss, 101. Mimes the Best, 69. I'm going to share my screen so that y'all can see this for yourself. Can y'all see that okay? Hopefully.
Not yet, John.
Okay. This doesn't want to work for some reason. In Senate Seat 4, Zovane 101, GDK Fonzo 71. In Senate Seat 5, Mr. Chu 91, Epic Warrior 99, 58, Peerless Prodigy 21. In Senate Seat 6, Mr. VGY 95, Nikki Haley 49, John Raleigh 20. And in Senate Seat 7, Cherry Dearest, 94. Drew Marks Alt, 43. Comspec, 23. Sugar Loaf Dev, 8. It is still a plutocratic lead in all races. And it is by a lot. Madam President, you've said you wanted a healthy opposition. What do you make of this so far?
I mean, I'm glad to see minorities coming back. Senate was an insane pioneer majority, so I'm glad to have differing opinions there. I mean, I personally have been not really campaigning for pioneer people. I've been caught up in administration stuff. So all I can do is call for pioneer candidates to campaign for themselves and for the party more.
Okay, is there anyone who wants to speak on this? Jake, if you could bring them up. Jake, obviously, if you have anything, you could say so as well.
This could be a death blow to the president's agenda in the coming months. It comes on the heels of George Godson's return to the political stage, and it's clear that he's come back guns blazing, John. I think this could deal a significant blow to the president's legislative agenda going forward. Not only that, if they can't pass the VP nomination with haste, it does look like George Godsent could have the power, or whoever's in control, the plutocrats, could have the power to block the nomination. And this could deal a severe blow to her new agenda that she just announced earlier a couple hours ago, John, of amending the Constitution, getting rid of the Board of Governors. I mean, a lot of this is now going to require the approval and the salute almost of the plutocratic party. And while the president's sort of downplaying the effect of what this could result in, I do think that this is a death blow to her administration if she cannot maintain her Senate majority.
That's a very interesting thing to say. In all honesty, the plutocrats have come blazing open. In all honesty, it is now what's essentially a two-party system. And the pioneers, or whatever they're called, the forward party, they're not even in the race at all. And the pioneers, they have something to answer for, because now this is happening, and there might actually be vocal opposition. And who knows what this will mean for, again, we have DC City Council and mayoral elections coming up. The return of Godsent could mean some influence in that. I would be very shocked if I'm just going over setting results to people. This could very well mean a change in what essentially is our political system.
Absolutely, John.
Does anyone want to be brought up? Because we're staying for another update coming up in just a couple of minutes. Actually, 1
Kevin,
minute.
I'm confused why you're putting all these elections up when I'm just gonna take back Senate at arms, and then Sergeant at arms, and then the board committee member.
What are you talking about?
Fanta just put up elections for fucking, let's see, Sergeant at arms and Capitol board member. I don't know why you did that. I'm just gonna take that back tomorrow.
Why? What's wrong with that? I don't understand.
Yeah, why are you running those elections when results come out tomorrow?
Because the Senate doesn't dissolve. The Senate stays.
All of a
Free
sudden, you
Senate
want to
can
run
vote.
all of a sudden you want to run these elections. Why didn't you run these a week ago?
Because we can run them whenever we want.
Well, we
Okay,
wait.
You're wasting your time. You're wasting my time.
Oh,
You guys want?
There's been no
bipartisanship,
significant
then you do this shit.
changes within the last hour, by the way. The results this hour are the same as the last hour. The Pluto's leading in all seats.
Listen, John, this is what it is. These guys want bipartisanship, but then they're going around our backs and trying to stab us in the back. Like, no, we're not going to do this. I was nice enough not to block fucking Mama Gobies. I can still pull Mama Gobies' reconsideration on her fucking nomination tomorrow if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. And then you guys go out of your way and try to do this. It's like, what do you guys, what is it that you guys want? Do you want bipartisanship, or do you want to have a full-on war? Because we can have either or.
I don't know what you're talking about. I honestly don't. I mean, we're appointing people to the
Okay,
Senate.
then I'll
to
just
fill
have to show you tomorrow.
I don't know what your point is. We're
Ooh.
going to fill vacancies.
The storm
can fill them
is
whenever I want.
coming, John.
It's
The storm is
brewing
coming.
indeed. Mr. Vice President, while I have you, do you like to talk
Yes.
about the reasonings for your resignation? What was the tipping point for your resignation?
It was just I think it was a bit of a in my opinion, I thought it was a bit of an oversight, an overstep rather, in Senate business, and actually initiated by Senator Nasanova about the validity of the session. And I think that was just a breaking point. I think it's just not good governance to start reporting things to group managers and having them validated and struck down just because you don't like how they're done.
And you know what? The thing
Yeah,
about
I
that
think that
is
was it.
you have the PPT, you have you, and then you have Gomes as Secretary of the Senate. We are overpowered. We have no power in the Senate. We have no moderation power in the Senate. The fact that you're able to mute and time people out is like insane. Like, how are you able to do that? And then you expect us to play by the rules? No, we're not going to do that. If we need to get GMs involved, we can get GMs involved because that's our only bullet in the chamber that we have right now. Well, of course, things change tomorrow.
Well, you said that you would block the president's agenda and fail every nominee that was ever proposed by us. So I don't believe that you're coming at this from a
Why did
good
I say
faith
that,
angle.
Cabot?
So I
Cabot, why did
don't
I say
think
that?
you
Cabot, why did I say
you
that?
said that in our DMs. Do you
Tell
think that
them,
we
tell
don't
them
show
why I
each
said
other
that.
when it's
Tell them why I said
quite
that.
black
Tell them why I
and
said
white?
that. I'll tell
I'm
you.
not gonna argue
I
with
said
you
that
because
because
you
you invalidated
remember you
3 of
won.
Josh's appointments to the Senate, and then put your own people in there, stole the majority. That's why I
Well,
said
why
that.
didn't you sue me? You sued me and you lost. So
I mean,
it's
those
not really a
3
matter for you
appointments
to come
were
attack me on. You
those 3
sued me
appointments
and you
were made
lost.
3 days before this new transition started into the new administration. So
I'm not
you really
fighting with
must
you.
have
I'm just
stole it.
saying
Yeah.
you had the opportunity to seek redress in the courts and you lost. Don't be a sore loser. You know, that
Oh, I
was
will
it.
be a sore loser. I very much
Yeah, I
will
know.
be, and I have the position to be.
What position?
Oh, the position where I'm majority tomorrow. The position where Zoban
I don't
is
care.
PT tomorrow.
No one cares about that position because it's an irrelevant position. I've held it
Really?
16 times, and this is going to be the first time you've ever held it. You know, the fact
Really?
that you're trying to threaten us. I mean, who cares? Who cares? Not
Who
me,
cares?
not T,
I think
because we
you're
don't
going to care
care
when
what
I
you're
pull Mama
voting
Gobies back for reconsideration.
on. You're
I
not
think
going
you're
to do
flipping
that
this
because
whole
he's
thing,
going to pass
Cabot.
tonight.
You
So it's
could have
going to
been
be
nice.
too late, and you're going to
Cabot,
be
you
you're
could
going
have
to be
played
crying
nice.
for the rest of the night, and you're going to be
But
crying
you
for the rest of the term because you're going to realize you have no power.
could have played nice. You
So
could have played nice, and
don't
now
act
you're not
like you
going
have
to,
any
so I
good
won't
faith
either.
because you're coming on here.
I
You
think this has
threatened
gone
everyone,
nowhere.
including me.
I think it's
No,
time to end. Do
I
you
agree,
agree it's time
John.
to
I
end?
agree.
Yes. We will have more news later, but that's all from us. Thank you
That's it
both
for
for
the
your
packing
very
session.
insightful packing session conversation. Good night. And we will be back later tonight. Bye bye.